Hey everybody, my name is Sarah. I haven't made a video in a couple of days because I had a really crazy weekend. Let me tell you a little bit about my crazy weekend. First, I got an email reminding me about my appointment at the No Clinic. So, I had completely forgotten about it, wasn't expecting it at all. Got in my car, went over to the No Clinic. It turned out that it was just two creepy-ass guys pretending to be doctors. And there were like hundreds of people in padded rooms with straitjackets who just constantly listened to the stuff they preached, believing in their credentials. It was crazy. Needless to say, I left before I paid my copay and even signed in. Then, that night, if the doctor's appointment or No Clinic appointment wasn't bad enough, I decided to go to a poetry slam down at the Coffee Tree. It was very interesting. There was this guy who didn't quite look like he fit in at a coffee house, but thought, I'll give him a chance. Turns out he was doing a little reading entitled Comments from a Genius. And his delivery was a little off, but I will say that this whole story he was telling in his poem, I really liked the part of the girl, the genius. She's a great protagonist, really good hero of the story. She's very smart. She's a genius, obviously. So I enjoyed that, but ended up leaving a little bit early before his second act was finished. It was kind of like a improv of sorts. He was pretending to be somebody he wasn't, and you could tell that he just wasn't a very good actor. So, I just watched Raw. The purpose of this video is actually to talk about Raw, not my crazy weekend. But I do want to talk a little bit about the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view coming up next week as well, and my thoughts on that and my thoughts on Raw tonight. I actually stayed awake through the entire show. I did fast forward through a few parts, but I was very impressed because I haven't been able to do that in a while. So the show starts with Cena, and it actually looked like he had a lot of positive reception. I don't know if people were actually booing and they changed it to sound like it was cheers, but I mean there were a lot of Cena signs, surprised me. But he starts out the show talking about the Chamber, talking about Randy Orton. Cesaro, of all people, interrupted him, which obviously they're going to interrupt somebody. Somebody's going to come out. It ended up being Cesaro, which was kind of cool. After that, let's see. Well, I didn't write down who came out next, but basically they all come out, interrupting each other, saying little one-liners. And then, of course, I was expecting Brad Maddox to come out and say, 3-on-3 tag match, but instead it was Kane, who was running the show tonight, decided to pair everybody up. Whatever. Just a few things about the people entering the Rumble. It's John Cena, Randy Orton, Daniel Bryan, Christian, Antonio, Cesaro, and who else? Sheamus. Duh. Okay, this whole Christian thing with the one more match that he's done, 5-6 times now, it's been his little shtick. First of all, it's kind of sad that that's what it's come to for him. He's still very talented. He still puts on a good show when he goes out there, but he has to wear shirts that say one more match. It's bad enough to just say it, but then he has to wear t-shirts that say it. Fuck that. I don't like it. And also, you can't really say that you're in it for one more match because it's a fucking title match. And if it's a title match, you're going to have a few more matches. Even if you lose after you win, that's 2 more matches. So shouldn't you at least anticipate and hope for the best and want 2 more matches? Seems like it to me. Also, Daniel Bryan finally got a shirt without a goat on it. It's like a Che Guevara style shirt, I think. It's what reminded me of. I guess Viva la Revolution, Daniel Bryan shit. It was cool. It didn't really look like him, but at least it doesn't have a hairy animal with 4 legs on it. When Randy came out, he like threw the belts in the ring, and that always pisses me off. I just thought I'd comment on it on this video. And the thing that struck me as odd was that Daniel Bryan came out last. Like, this is like CM Punk style again. Like, where he doesn't come out last. It's the fucking champion. Whether you're a good champ or a bad champ or a boring champ or whatever, like, you earn the right to come out last, even if it's just an interruption fest at the beginning of Raw. So I thought that's very telling about what the WWE is really doing. They're trying to promote Daniel Bryan because they wouldn't have let him come out last otherwise. When Kane comes out and tells everybody like what their matches are going to be, the whole crowd starts chanting, "You sold out." I mean, kind of happened a while ago, but it's cool that they did that. So he set the card, and the first match was Daniel Bryan and Christian. Big surprise, Daniel Bryan won. I kind of thought that Christian might win, like just to have his moment in the sun, but he lost. And Kane comes out and says, "But Daniel Bryan, you're not finished. You have to wrestle me." And he beats the shit out of Daniel Bryan and hurts his shoulder. Okay, does this seem like an excuse so that they can pull him out of the Elimination Chamber match? Seems like it to me. They can at least say that he, you know, lost because of that. Like, he can say, "Oh, well, I wasn't up to par." That's like John Cena's famous trick. But I feel like the authority is going to say, "You're too hurt to compete." Like, Kane did it on purpose. You're too hurt. We can't let you win. You can't main event WrestleMania with Batista. Let me know what you think. Then we have that sweet Shield promo where there's obviously dissension between the 3 of them. They're talking about Mark Henry, and Dean Ambrose lost to Mark Henry, and Roman Reigns says, "I'm not worried, I'm going to beat him." Obviously, they're going to break up soon. Like, it's going to happen. You can tell by the way, you know, poor Seth Rollins, like, he's really, really in it for the, I don't know. He's a team player. Like, he really wants everybody to be happy, I think, and it's kind of sad. But then they show the Emma promo. And I know she probably drives all of you crazy, and she's definitely character, but I think she is exactly what the WWE needs in the Divas division. Like, coming from a female, if you're a little girl watching wrestling, which not a whole lot of little girls do, but a lot, you know, quite a few watch with their brothers or whatever. And more women are watching today than men. But if you're watching and you just see, like, these girls in these skimpy outfits and, like, unrealistic dreams and unrealistic bodies, and, like, that's not so great for a little girl. And I think that Emma, especially in that promo, like, just, you know, she sets her own path, she does her own thing. It said, like, she dances because she loves to dance, and they're all making fun of her. Well, so what? If she loves to fucking dance, like, that's what she loves to do. So I think that that's a very good thing for young people in the audience. And I really hope they push her. I don't know if it's a good thing or not that they're putting her with Santino and, like, that awkward almost kiss thing. But, you know, he's kind of over with the younger audience. And, you know, she's eventually going to come to blows with Summer Rae. So, and speaking of Summer Rae during that match, like, what happened to her dress? Did a bunch of moths get a hold of it? Because that's what it looked like to me. And they also, the commentators talked about the new movie coming out with The Miz and Summer Rae. The Marine 4. Really? Like, Marine 1? Yeah, cool. Like, Lifetime movie, good. Marine 2? 3, nobody watched it. 4, what? Poor Miz. Like, that's just so sad. Next, and this is not, like, in specific order. This is just the stuff I actually kind of wanted to talk about. It's Roman Reigns and Mark Henry. And there's this one part of the match, and if you, like, call me out and say I'm crazy, that's fine. You can go back and watch it for yourself. But Roman Reigns does a Samoan drop on Mark Henry. Sounds really impressive. Kind of looks impressive if you have your eyes half shut. But in reality, you can tell Mark Henry jumps into it and pulls Roman Reigns down. And when we were watching, I'm like, I kind of thought that was like a Mark Henry move instead of a Roman Reigns move. But the commentators, oh, look how strong he is. Can you believe that? Oh my gosh, whoa. I get it that in every move like that, like, you know, the person being tossed or picked up or thrown or suplexed, they're jumping into it, like, obviously. But this was like full out. He just jumped in the air and pulled Roman Reigns down. Like, not impressive to me at all. But Roman Reigns ends up winning, which everybody pretty much knew that was going to happen. And then the Shield, well, Seth Rollins at least gets in the ring and starts celebrating, and Dean Ambrose like sulks into the ring and it's all sad and, you know, looks really, really depressed. Then he starts beating the shit out of Mark Henry, like kicking him and stuff. Pushes him out of the ring, gets out of the ring, and Roman Reigns is literally looking down upon him, saying, like, what are you doing? That's weak. That's what he said. Like, it's pretty funny. Like, it looks to me as if Roman Reigns is going to be a face. Like, they're going to split up. Ambrose is going to be the bad guy out of it. Roman Reigns is going to be the face, and that's going to turn into, like, him as a face. Not just face of the Shield, a face. So, if you don't think so, let me know why. I also think, in terms of predictions at the Chamber, the Shield's probably going to lose. I think that it's coming to a head. I think that they are going to argue, fight. Somebody's going to tag somebody. It's not supposed to. Whatever. But they're going to fall apart in the middle of the ring and lose to the Wyatt family. The next match I wanted to talk about was John Cena and Cesaro. This match was pretty awesome, and the crowd chanted, "This is awesome," like, throughout it. You know, it's telling when the crowd chants that, because crowds as a whole, like, get excited as a whole. When you have that, like, excited feel, it catches on, and other people are like, wow, that was awesome. It's cool to see that happen, and at multiple times during a match. So, Cesaro does his Cesaro swing. He counters the AA. He suplexed him. Like, Cesaro standing on the second rope at the turnbuckle. Cena standing flat-footed on the outside, like on the apron outside the ring. And he suplexes him. Like, when was the last time you saw that? I think that was awesome. And if I was just, like, rooting for the person I liked the most to win the Chamber and not, like, thinking about, like, what's really going to happen, I would pick Cesaro. He's just hot right now. Like, he's got it. Everybody likes him. He's very talented. Like, he's fun to watch. I think it was a good match. And that's a lot to say. Like, that's a lot when Cena was in it. Usually it's like, oh, match was awful. But it was entertaining. They did a little, like, President's Day type tribute at some of the commercial breaks. They did the Abraham Lincoln quote. You can fool all of the people some of the time, some of the people all of the time, but you cannot fool all the people all of the time. I think that's funny, coming from the WWE. Not going to really elaborate on that, but if you think it's funny too, let me know. Ironic. So, then we go into a Triple H Randy Orton promo backstage. It's going to be great, right? Kind of lackluster. Orton's talking mad shit about Batista, and Batista's right behind him. Whatever. The main reason I'm bringing this up is because they talked about Evolution. And I've tried to kind of comment every time they've talked about Evolution. because I think it has a lot to do with what's going to happen in the next few weeks, mainly next weekend. I'll get into that in a minute. Del Rio comes out, calls him an animal, like it was some kind of, like, insult. I don't know. He's got a neck brace on, like it's fucking killing him. Batista shoves him. Triple H just, like, kind of, why'd you do that? But I'm not going to punish you because you're my bro. Then they announced there's a new match on the card. Titus O'Neil versus Darren Young. They've been kind of hinting at this for a while anyway, and then they actually split up whenever, a week or two ago. My pick is Darren Young, based on the fact that Titus O'Neil looked good tonight. I think that it would be a shocker. I just think it's going to happen. I like them both. Titus got pretty intense in that promo. Little rage there for you. But I do pick Darren Young to win at the Chamber. And then we see the New Age Outlaws and the Usos. I don't know which Uso it was, but the Uso ended up losing. There's some shit talking at the commentary bench, like, whatever. It was, I still just cannot wrap my head around the fact why the New Age Outlaws are even on the program. Like, a few months ago, they were, like, down in the dungeon filming YouTube shows for WWE. And now they're, like, main eventing pay-per-views. Like, it's cool. They're still, like, talented, you know. But why? Why? And why do they have another pay-per-view match? Get those fucking belts off them. It's a slap in the face. I feel like it's a slap in the face to us, and it's a slap in the face to all those young guys in the locker room that can put on a way fucking better show. Anyway, that leads me to my prediction for that match, and I think the New Age Outlaws will win. It sucks really bad, but I think they're going to win because the Usos had the victory tonight. They looked bad tonight, so I think they'll win. The only reason I can think of for them even keeping this going or winning again this weekend is that they're going to fight at WrestleMania, and that almost all, if not most, of the WrestleMania matches on the card are going to be new guys versus old guys. I think that's the only thing that really makes sense. And even Batista, like, he's kind of an old guy. I don't know. It just seems like WrestleMania 30, like, let's embrace our heritage. I think it may happen. And then Sheamus versus Randy Orton. And we didn't get to see who won this match. It was okay, whatever. Because the Shield comes out. Why? Like, can we at least get the victory and then somebody gets attacked? Like, you know, we kind of saw who was looking better in the other two matches. I guess that's the point. But still. And not only is it the Shield, you've got all 6 competitors from the Elimination Chamber match. And you have all 6 competitors from the 3-on-3 tag match. Which I guess it's like, let's not just get them hyped up for the Chamber match. Let's get them hyped up for the tag match. Let's just throw them all out there. Yeah, they all kind of have beefs with each other, but, like, why? Just end the show in chaos? Like, so that maybe, just maybe, you'll spend that money because it's before the network or whatever? Like, oh, I saw Christian smack somebody in the face at the end of Raw, so I'm going to buy that. Not going to happen. But I'll end with this. I think that the 2 people that it makes sense, well, the 2 people that will or might win the Elimination Chamber match are John Cena and Randy Orton. The reason I think this is because they're the only 2 people that mesh with Dave Batista and have any history with him. You can't throw a Cesaro in with Batista because then you only have a month or whatever it is to build a storyline. But if you throw a John Cena in with Batista, you can say, oh, look what happened in that I Quit match. Look what happened 3, 4, 8 years ago, whatever, when you said this to him, and build on that, and it's a deeper storyline. You can throw a Randy Orton in there with Batista and talk about evolution. You've already got Randy Orton talking shit about Batista tonight. To me, my pick for the Elimination Chamber win will be Randy Orton. I'm not saying he'll win it honestly. I'm not saying he won't have help from somebody. But I do think he'll win because I think it's the only way that there is a halfway decent storyline set up for WrestleMania. I don't know. Yes or no?